Hi guys and welcome to Taylor Talk. Today is Heartstopper season 1, episode 4, Secret. So Nick is at the door. He apologises to Charlie for not texting, and they really need to get this boy a towel because he's completely soaked. They go into Charlie's room and Charlie's a mess. He immediately apologises for kissing him, but Nick kisses those fears away. Nick's also a mess, confiding in him that he's in gay crisis mode. They hug and agree to keep this thing, whatever this situationship, whatever this is, a secret. Joe was so cute to chase him in the rain. Both boys on the Monday go into school bouncing with confidence. They have lunch together, much to Mr. Ajay's surprise. And Nick wants to tell. And Nick vents to Charlie about his friends, and I'm worried that Nick is going to use Charlie as more of a therapist than a boyfriend, and that's what happens when LGBT date people that are struggling or newly out. They basically become a therapist for them to for the newly out people to dump like all their anxiety and all their fears on, and it doesn't really become a relationship. It's just a more of a therapist situation, and I'm worried that Nick is going to use Charlie in that way, and it's going to be a more let me dump all my problems on you, Charlie, instead of like an equal partnership. But we'll see. In rugby, Charlie can't tackle. The team are bitching about it, and Coach Singh is giving him advice. He practices tackling by himself and does a pretty good job. Imogen has a funny but super awkward talk with Tara, who basically tries to warn her off Nick. Tara comes out to her in response, and Imogen does a performative dance saying that she's an ally. But that's what all homophobes and bigots say, so I'm gonna take what Imogen says with a pinch of salt. Possessive Tao is annoyed at Charlie's lunches with Nick. He also gets picked on by Harry and the rugby gang, but he takes it out on Nick by catching the ball, keeping the ball, and then throwing it at Nick's head. What I don't understand is, if you've got a problem with Harry, take it out on Harry. Don't take it out on Nick. Nick didn't do anything. Like, I just thought it was moody and a bit passive-aggressive. It was wrong and passive-aggressive because Tao already doesn't like Nick for taking Charlie away. So that's what I think that ball to the head was about. Though on the bright side, it does show that Tao is no pushover. And he will strike back if he feels like you're taking the piss. Darcy has her suspicions about Nick. Darcy has her suspicions about Nick and Charlie and voices them in front of Charlie's friend. And I think Darcy's big mouth is going to push Nick towards Imogen. Harry is being a dick as usual, suggesting to Charlie that one of the other guys has a crush on him. But on the other hand, could Harry have a crush on Charlie? Because he's very, very tactile with Charlie. And I'm just suspicious. I mean, he could just be a really tactile homophobe and be a prick, or he could secretly have a thing for Charlie and use bullying as a way to get closer to Charlie. I don't know. He's just very tactile. I mean, I've seen homophobes be tactile as well, but in this show, I'm just like, does Harry also have a crush that we've got to know about? Tao is just so straight and so dramatic that he just has to make Charlie's friendships about him. Charlie befriends somebody, then it's not about Charlie and his new guy. It's all about how Charlie's new relationship is gonna, affect the Fantastic Four. Basically, he's worried every time that anytime they get a partner, that his friendship group is going to be destroyed, and I think that's pretty selfish. Ben. Ben is a prick, right? Ben is acting like a prick when he's watching the guys on the field. There is no concern as Charlie is getting tackled, and I thought there would be. For some reason, I'm still shipping Ben and Charlie. For some reason, I still think they could work somehow. But I know that's terrible, but I would have liked to see Ben be concerned. I would have, just to prove that there was something for Charlie there, but it doesn't look like there is. The cinematography is great as Nick is surrounded by everyone. Charlie's just been tackled to the grass. He's in pain, bloody nose. He looks like he's been hit by a truck. And Nick has got to decide whether to comfort his secret boyfriend or not, and it's great cinematography. You can see how distraught he is and the gay panic that's going on in his head about what to do. Do you comfort your secret boyfriend, or do you pretend that you don't care to keep up appearances? The way Nick looks and the way Nick is and his friendship group, it's all about keeping up appearances for Nick. He's basically a teenage Bouquet. You know, Miss Bouquet. What's her name? Just gonna look this up. Keeping up appearances. Hyacinth. There we go. He's basically a teenage Hyacinth Bouquet. It's all about keeping up appearances, and it's all about being as masculine as you possibly can to impress your friendship group. And I thought, and he's got to decide whether to comfort his boyfriend or not. And that scene was fantastic cinematography. It's one of the best scenes in the episode. When they get back to the first aid back room, Charlie apologizes to Nick for, in my opinion, for no reason. Charlie's like, I'm being so clingy. I need to act differently because we can't be found out. In my opinion, Charlie, you literally apologized to Nick for no reason. There was no reason for you to apologize to Nick. And Nick then apologizes to him for having to keep this secret. A very happy Isaac guesses what's really going on and gives them wipes that Miss Singh gave him. Now knowing that Isaac knows about their relationship, even though he didn't see much, he just sensed it in the air, a very secure Nick leaves. I'm glad Tao likes Darcy and Tara because they're lovely. Darcy's got a big mouth, but they're both lovely. And I'm like, oh shit, Imogen has a lot of balls. She has a lot of balls because Harry challenges her, to kind of get some balls, get some ovaries, and ask and do something about this very obvious crush that she's got on Nick. And she tells Harry to piss off, but they all stay there and they watch as Nick comes out. So Imogen kind of prodded a little bit by Harry, finally asks Nick out on a proper date in front of everybody, and a very self-conscious and a very keeping up appearances Nick, that's what I'm calling him, and a very keeping up appearances Nick says yes. So Nick is in this secret relationship with Charlie and has now agreed to one date with Imogen, and a very confused Tao and Elle watch this all happen. Notes: Tao is very insecure about being left alone, being abandoned, and that's why he wants everybody to stay single so they can focus on him and their friendship. He is annoying, but you start to understand why he says the things that he does and why he is the way that he is and why he's so paranoid, because he's very insecure. Imogen is a very realistic girl. She reminds me of the girls that I would see in high school. And saying that she's an ally, it's okay because I'm an ally. Don't worry, Tara, I'm an ally. Darcy, I support you guys because I'm an ally. I don't have any problem with homosexuality because I'm an ally. But is she really? Are you really, Imogen? Charlie was right. Why the fuck are the Truman boys facing grown-ass men in rugby? It wasn't fair and they got owned. I think they went home with 0 while the St. John boys went home with 32 points. It was ridiculous. Grown-ass men aren't supposed to be facing 15, 16-year-old boys. It wasn't fair. Cormac was a little better in this episode. with his delivery. He was better than he was in the last episode. Tara and Darcy's situation shows you how embarrassing it is to be out and proud in high school, because you're literally the talk of the high school until they move on to another scandal. And I could definitely feel Tara's insecurity, her nerves and discomfort. A lot of this episode was about people's insecurities, and I did like the episode. Okay guys, that's the end of the video. I'll see you in the next one. If you're still here, thank you for watching. Thanks for listening.